All right, let's talk about something that causes a ton of stress for people, getting an ITIN. That's an individual taxpayer identification number for a dependent. Today, we are going to crack the code on how to use medical and school records to get it done. The goal here? To help you avoid that awful feeling of having to mail in precious original documents. So let's dive right in. Okay, so here's the game plan. We'll start with why this is so tough for dependents in the first place. Then, we'll look at the alternative documents, break down the IRS checklists you absolutely have to follow, cover the biggest mistakes to avoid, and wrap up with the smartest ways to actually submit your application. So let's just get right to it, right? This is the fear that keeps people up at night. The thought of putting your child's original passport in the mail and not seeing it again for what, 7, 8, maybe even 11 weeks? It's just incredibly stressful. But here's the thing, and this is the good news. You might not have to do that at all. First up, the Dependent ITIN Challenge. Why dependents face higher scrutiny? So you might be asking, why is this so much harder for a dependent? Well, it all boils down to one extra little thing the IRS asks for. One thing the primary applicant doesn't have to worry about. And here it is. This is the difference maker. See, if you're the primary applicant, you just have to prove two things: your identity and your foreign status. Simple enough. But for a dependent, whoa, the IRS throws in a third requirement, and it's a big one. You have to prove U.S. residency. That one little phrase, that is the entire reason this process is so much tougher and requires so much more paperwork. Now, look, the easiest way to prove all three of those things at once is with a passport, right? A valid passport with a U.S. entry date stamp pretty much covers it all. But that brings us right back to square one, doesn't it? The huge risk, the anxiety of mailing that passport away for weeks, maybe even months. And that's exactly why we're forced to look for other options. Section 2, the alternative document option, using medical and school records. So this is our workaround. Medical and school records can be the key to proving that U.S. residency without mailing a passport. But, and this is a huge but, you have to understand that the IRS looks at these documents under a microscope. I mean, they are incredibly precise. There is literally zero room for error. Okay, so before you even start gathering a single piece of paper, you have to pass these strict eligibility gates. Think of them as the first line of defense. They are absolutely non-negotiable. If you want to use medical records, your dependent has to be under 6 years old, period. For school records, they have to be under 24 and currently a student. If you don't meet these age limits, just stop. These options are off the table for you, and your application will get rejected right out of the gate. All right, Section 3, deconstructing the IRS checklists, because every single detail matters. So let's say you pass the age test. Great. Now we get into the real nitty-gritty. The IRS gives you a checklist for these documents, but you shouldn't think of it as a friendly guide. It's more like a gauntlet. You have to get through every single point perfectly. If you miss just one, you're out. Okay, let's run through the 6-point medical record gauntlet. Step 1, we already know this one. Applicant has to be under 6. Check. Step 2, the document has to be official. We're talking a shot record or a signed letter from the doctor's office. Step 3, the applicant's info, name, date of birth, and their U.S. address all have to be on there. Step 4, the provider's info, the doctor's name, and the U.S. address of the clinic or hospital. Step 5, it has to be recent. The date of care needs to be within 12 months of when you apply. And finally, Step 6, if it's a letter, it better be signed by the provider. Not one of these is optional, they all have to be there, and they all have to be right. And the school record gauntlet? Yep, just as tough. Step 1, age check again, under 24 and a student. Step 2, it needs to be an official report card, a transcript, or a signed letter from the school. Step 3 and 4, you need both the applicant's name and U.S. address, and the school's name and U.S. address. Step 5, it has to be recent, meaning the school term dates ended within the last 12 months. And Step 6, this is a big one. It has to show attendance or coursework with actual grades. A simple letter saying they're enrolled is not going to cut it. Section 4, avoiding critical application errors. And this is about the mistake that guarantees rejection. Okay, you know what needs to be on the documents. But now let's talk about the single biggest mistake people make with the documents. An error so bad, it's an automatic no from the IRS. And I'm not just making this up. Here it is, straight from the horse's mouth, the Internal Revenue Service. A notarized document is one that the taxpayer provides to a public notary. These documents will not be accepted for ITIN applications. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that, right? So many people fall into this trap, and it's an instant rejection. So let's be crystal clear on this, because this is where everything can go wrong. What you need is a certified copy. A certified copy comes from the original place, the school, the doctor's office, the health department. They make the copy and they put their official stamped seal on it. A notarized copy, on the other hand, is just you taking a photocopy to a public notary who watches you sign it. That's it. And for the IRS, that's not good enough. It's really simple. Certified? Yes. Accepted. Notarized? No way. Rejected. All right, last section, strategic submission pathways. Let's talk about choosing the right method for your situation. So you've done all the hard work, you've got your documents, they're perfect, they're certified, not notarized, they check every box on the list. Now, what do you do with them? Well, you've got 3 different paths you can take, and each one has its own pros and cons. So let's break down your options here. Option 1 is the mail-in method. The upside, no appointment needed. The downside, it's super high risk because you're mailing those precious original documents. Option 2, go to an IRS TAC office, a Taxpayer Assistance Center. This is low risk, which is great. They look at your documents and hand them right back to you. The catch? You need an appointment, and they only verify a very limited set of documents for dependents. Option 3, use a certifying acceptance agent, or CAA. This is also low risk. They authenticate your docs and return them the same day. They can handle most document types, which is a huge plus. The only trade-off here is that it is a fee-based service. So the bottom line is this, and it's really the whole point of this explainer: you can avoid mailing your original documents. If that's your number 1 goal, and for most people it is, then you want to focus on using an IRS TAC office or a certifying acceptance agent. Both of those paths let you keep your documents safe. Whew, okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, a lot of very specific details. So what's the single most important takeaway from all of this? Here's your final checklist for success. 4 simple things. 1, confirm that age eligibility. Is your dependent under 6 for medical or under 24 for school? Nail that down first. 2, meticulously go through that 6-point IRS checklist. Every single point. Don't skim it. 3, get a certified copy from the original agency, never ever a notarized one. And 4, choose a smart submission strategy like a TAC or a CAA so you can keep your original documents safe and sound. And that's it. You've now cracked the code. You have the knowledge to get through this tricky process with confidence and without all that stress and risk. So the only question left to ask is, which pathway are you going to choose to protect your documents and get that ITIN?